Hello, everybody, and welcome to my website that I created in computer class on global positioning systems. What I used to pretty much make up this whole website in all the pages was HTML, which stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it's a standardized system for tagging text files to achieve font, color, graphic, and hyperlink effects on the World Wide Web pages. So pretty much every web page that you see on the internet has been designed by someone in HTML or another sort of system. I've also used CSS, which stands for Cascading Style Sheets, and it's a style sheet language used for describing the presentation of document written in markup language like HTML. So if you wanted to, say, put a border on an image or wrap text, you could do that in the style sheet and it would appear on your HTML page. Let's get into our table of contents. First, we have purpose, effects and impacts, technical aspects, relationship to data, and references. So we'll go into purpose first. Purpose indicate the question was indicate the name of innovation and provide a clear description of its intended purpose, such as the problem that the innovation solved, the opportunity that the innovation created, or the discovery that the innovation made possible. So here's my response. The name of my innovation is Global Positioning System, also known as GPS. A GPS serves many purposes in our society. Depending on the unit, a GPS can pinpoint your position in 3 dimensions: latitude, longitude, and altitude. It has developed over the past couple of years. The first to start using the global positioning system was the military. The military used it at first to travel during night and crack down on enemies, and now it is used in almost every aspect of military. It is also used with about every person who owns a smartphone. GPS is located on our cell phones and is very useful for helping us get to point A to point B. Overall, global positioning systems have impacted our lives greatly just over the course of a decade. Before that, we were using maps to get around. Now we can just type in a location on our phone and it will bring us to that location with the fastest route. Next section is impacts. Explain a benefit or a harmful effect of the innovation. GPS units receive signals from the United States government satellites that they use to determine location. Depending on the unit, a GPS can pinpoint your position with 3 dimensions, like I said, latitude, longitude, and altitude. Law enforcement and police tasks track criminals by using GPS. Also, parents can keep track of their kids to make sure they're safe. GPS is especially important for military. Some experts refer to the GPS as the most important tool of the military. Can you imagine where we'd be without a global positioning system? I don't think I could. I don't really know how to read a map. Okay, next is explain the impact of the innovation. So the cool thing about GPS is the satellite navigation information is available to anyone, anywhere, free of charge. You do not need to buy a GPS receiver to use data, but it's pretty small investment when you realize how much information you can get. This is how GPS has had such an important impact on our society. It has also boosted our economy in a huge way. Almost everyone in the United States uses a GPS of some sort every day. A GPS can pinpoint your location. Law enforcement track their criminals. GPS is especially important in the U.S. military. And indicate one field other than computer science which this innovation has impacted or has the potential to impact. I chose to talk about the military just because GPS is so important to them, and if they can really do anything. I think that GPS actually started with the military. You can imagine where they'd be without the GPS, and I just think it's an important step to have on other countries. Like, if we have more important and helpful GPS systems that can help us in the long run. And on over here, I have a scale graph that I used on Google Forms, and I asked the question, how much has a GPS impacted society in general? And 90% of the classmates in my class said 5, which is the highest answer, and I would have to agree on that, just because so many people use a GPS every day, and without them, we'd still be using maps or getting lost a lot more. Next section is tech. Describe how a user interacts with the innovation. There are so many different ways a user can interact with the GPS. One of the ways is you can call an Uber and they are able to track the Uber, and it will show you how many more minutes till the Uber arrives. It will also show the Uber driver where you are, so he or she is able to pick you up. In describe in detail how the innovation technology incorporates at least one of the big ideas of abstraction, algorithms, programming, and/or the internet to accomplish its purpose. The GPS is so helpful to almost everyone who owns a cell phone or GPS. It is much more easier to read your phone than a map. It can manage your complex schedule. It eases traveling by so much because you don't have to think as much and read where you go. And it reads where you turn, go, and when you're supposed to arrive. Even if you aren't connected to the Wi-Fi, you're still able to connect to a GPS device. Here's my video and a little bit on background of GPS. What does a GPS system do?
The GPS system helps you get place to place, and they're on your phones, your tablets, they're in your car. They help you with the fastest route to get somewhere, and if there's traffic, they'll give you a faster route.
Starting route to Newport. In 3/4 of a mile, turn left onto Union Street.
Yeah, so that's basically how a GPS works. And next we have data. Describe the innovation. Consume data as input, produces data as output, and/or transfers data. Global positioning systems take input from satellites and distribute the input to users who need assistance in locating people or places or things. GPS units receive signals from U.S. state government satellites that they use to determine location depending on a unit. A GPS can pinpoint your position with up to 3 dimensions, like I said: latitude, longitude, altitude. And the video below, yeah. Describe at least one data storage concern, data privacy concern, or data security concern related to the innovation. One data storage concern when it comes to global positioning system is that police and government keep a record and can track you from a cellular device or give up your location. A data privacy concern is that authorities can find you if you are using a phone or some sort of technical device by GPS. Also, parents can monitor their kids, and that can be a huge invasion of privacy. A data security concern involved with GPS is it can help catch criminals. This is especially helpful for police officers and government officials. So a GPS just aids kind of police in catching criminals. And here's my reference page. Even though Wikipedia isn't a very sourceful web page, I thought it was very sourceful with helping me find out information on a global positioning system. I don't know why. But yeah, here it is. This is where I got a lot of my information, and it was very helpful. And yeah, this is my website.